That investigation is now complete. The central findings of the investigation are that the man whose voice is heard on the recording and on a second recording from the same conversation that was released on Sunday, accordingly, effective immediately, I am
appalled and not shocked. However, I just found out that Brittney Griner was officially suspended from the WNBA because it was found out that she had giblets.
What if the league you thought was finally breaking through into mainstream respect wasn't actually on the rise, but instead was crumbling under its own secrets? What if the very star who was marketed as the face of women's basketball, the symbol of its growth and global legitimacy?
The WNBA's Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. And where a lot of this actually surfaced from, I mean, you guys could probably say, like, yo, isn't it obvious? Like, her voice, you know, there's a lot of things that you can kind of look towards. However, this video actually resurfaced. It's an Instagram story from, I believe it says 109 weeks ago. I can't see from here, but over 2 years ago, that this video was recorded, and it was recently leaked on Twitter. So, Kelly, if we can go ahead and play this video, please, and then we'll have a discussion.
By you, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Britt, thank you. Get the fuck.
Damn.
Suddenly became the scapegoat for everything ugly happening behind the curtain? Because that's exactly what just unfolded in the WNBA, and the shockwaves aren't stopping anytime soon. One sentence, one ruling, and an entire sport got flipped upside down. Effective immediately, Brittney Griner, yes, the Olympic champion.
What is going on with Brittney Griner?
No.
Because I don't understand. So I know that she insists on being known as a female.
Right.
The international icon, the ticket seller who made casual fans tune in, is banned for life. No suspension. No slap on the wrist. Gone. Erased. And it wasn't just punishment, it was a public execution of her career, carried out live on national television by Adam Silver himself.
One time I was in this room with this one chick, and they don't separate people. There's no segregation, there's no like.
Now let's pause. Because if you're watching this, you probably clicked, thinking, okay, so what did she do? Miss a practice, throw a punch, maybe gamble on her own games. That's the expectation. But the reality? The reality is way darker, way messier, and way more cinematic than anything you could have imagined. We're not just talking about bad behavior. We're talking about corruption allegations, referee manipulation, secret testimonies, cover-ups from league leadership, and even a bombshell rumor about identity that the league may have kept hidden. For
Brittney Griner. Well, she just had a baby. Who? Brittney Griner. She had a baby? No. I was like, I never seen her. I don't think she can get pregnant, honestly. Why? From my point of view. Yes, she can. With that deep voice, the bigger you are, the deeper your voice can get. Have you noticed whenever you're talking to a giant, they got a deep voice? Even got it in fairy tales. 3, 5, 4, thumb. Well, those are dudes. She got interviewed about her baby being born, and she just confirmed it. Wait a minute, she's a guy. What? Well, go to the video.
You're about to be a mom. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together.
Pops.
About to be a pops.
Well,
Pops.
I mean, I guess I'll just drop it. He's here.
Like
They say it kind of sucks, but at the same time, yeah, he'll understand.
How they have a baby? You need semen for that. That's my point. Her girlfriend got pregnant. So I'm thinking, did Brittney squirt some semen in her? Or did somebody else squirt it in?
years. It's not just a scandal. It's a grenade rolled straight into the WNBA's living room. And here's the proof. Silver didn't just walk into that press conference with generic commissioner speak. He didn't offer a carefully worded suspension. He dropped a hammer so heavy it silenced every reporter in the room. Effective immediately. Banned for life. His exact words? There is no place in basketball for actions that compromise the integrity of the game. That's not a warning. That's a death sentence for a career. And if you know how carefully, commissioners usually tiptoe around stars, You know Silver wouldn't go nuclear unless his back was against the wall. So here's the plan for this video. We're breaking it all down piece by piece. First, how Griner went from the league's poster child to its blacklisted pariah. Second, what investigators claim they found, because the receipts are jaw-dropping. Then, we'll peel back the curtain on the WNBA itself, because this wasn't just one rogue player. This was a system of silence that protected her until it all became impossible to hide. Finally, we'll talk about what happens next, because this isn't ending with a ban. It's heading straight into courtrooms, media wars, and possibly the ugliest public battle women's sports has ever seen. Let's start with the fall. Brittney Griner wasn't just another player. She was the player. The dunks, the blocks, the international clout. A two-time Olympic champion, Nike ads, global tours, all-star appearances. She was marketed as the embodiment of WNBA dominance. You didn't just watch her games. You saw her face in commercials, on social media, even representing the league in diplomatic contexts. She wasn't a name, she was the brand. Which is why her erasure feels like more than discipline. It feels like the league taking a sledgehammer to its own golden statue. But here's the thing. This didn't happen overnight. The whispers were there for years. Locker room tensions. Rumors of power struggles with teammates. Complaints about her attitude toward referees. Off-court controversies that the league PR machine kept spinning away. And why not? Griner sold tickets. She drew eyes. And in a league that fights for every ratings point, you don't silence your moneymaker. At least not until the noise becomes deafening. And that's exactly what happened. Because when playoff races started looking suspiciously scripted, when referees began making calls that swung momentum in ways even casual fans noticed, the whispers became sirens. Insiders claimed Griner wasn't just charismatic in the locker room. She had pull behind the scenes, influence over officials, sway over outcomes, rigging games, tilting the competitive balance. That's not misbehavior. That's existential. Because if fans believe games are scripted, the league's credibility collapses. Silver knew it. And when investigators dug into texts, emails, and, yes, recordings allegedly tying Griner to referees and backroom conversations, the bomb was primed. Think about that for a second. Imagine discovering your league's most famous player wasn't just competing but allegedly shaping results. That's not just scandal, that's betrayal. It's like finding out your favorite movie star wrote their own reviews or your favorite singer bribed the Grammy judges. The competition itself becomes tainted. And Silver, the man who's built the NBA's empire on global trust and marketability, wasn't going to let the WNBA spiral down that path. That's why his tone was so final. Not suspended, not fined, banned. Now, here's the curveball. Where was the WNBA's own commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, in all this? Because she wasn't blindsided. Insiders say she had warnings. She had complaints, emails, quiet protests from other players, even staff raising alarms. And what did she do? According to reports, nothing. Maybe she wanted to protect the league's image. Maybe she didn't want to challenge the one player whose presence filled arenas. But silence became complicity. And now Engelbert herself is under review, her leadership credibility shot. If you're a fan, ask yourself, what's worse, a star bending the rules or a commissioner looking the other way? Here's where it gets even more cinematic. This scandal didn't fully crack open because of execs. It cracked open because of players. Brave ones. Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham. These aren't side characters. They're the future of the league. And when they sat down in closed-door testimony with investigators, the temperature changed. They described games where officiating felt off. Momentum swung inexplicably. Calls broke patterns. And then came the receipts. Audio clips of Griner reportedly strategizing with referees. Not trash talk, not venting. Strategy, influence. Direct manipulation of pressure points. That's when Silver's hand was forced. Without those testimonies, this might still be buried. But here's a rehook for you. What if those testimonies never came? Would the league still be covering up? Would fans still be cheering a brand built on sand? That's the unsettling question. And just when you thought the plot couldn't twist harder, Griner's defense team entered the chat. Lawyers, PR machines, media surrogates. They're framing this as political, calling the ban unjustified, excessive and rooted in bias. They're demanding transparency. Every record, every tape, every secret memo. And they're hinting that Griner is being sacrificed to cover up deeper league problems. Maybe other names, maybe systemic corruption, maybe an even uglier truth. In their narrative, she's not the villain, she's the scapegoat. And if this fight goes to court, more skeletons are getting dragged into the light. Now brace yourself for the most controversial layer, the gender bombshell. For years, rumors whispered in corners suddenly exploded into mainstream chatter. Is Brittney Griner biologically male? This is the grenade nobody wanted thrown, but it's out now. And according to leaks, there may be medical records, league memos, even internal discussions suggesting the WNBA knew and decided to bury it. Why? Because Griner wasn't just good. She was marketable. She dunked. She dominated. She gave the league its highlight reels. And if that illusion cracked, so would the business model. If this claim holds even a fraction of truth, we're no longer talking about a scandal. We're talking about competitive fairness, Title IX, and a league built on a secret foundation. Now think about the ripple effect. Sponsors are nervous. Networks are calling emergency meetings. Fans are torn between outrage, disbelief, and flat-out confusion. Rookie stars like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark came in to build the league's future, but instead they've walked into a soap opera. Parents are asking if this is the environment they want their daughters to enter. And the league? It's staring down the barrel of an existential crisis. So let's zoom all the way out. The expectation was that this was the WNBA's golden era. New. Stars, bigger contracts, packed arenas. The reality? The face of the league is erased, its commissioner is compromised, its integrity questioned, and its future hanging by a thread. Which leaves us with the final cliffhanger. What happens next? Does Griner fight back in court and force every hidden file into daylight? Do more players get exposed in the process? Do sponsors bail? Do fans turn away? Or does this bizarre storm somehow spark the reform the league desperately needs? One thing's certain, this story isn't ending at a press conference. It's only beginning. And as the dirt keeps spilling, you better believe we'll be here asking the questions the league won't. So now it's your turn. Was the ban justified, or was Brittney Griner framed? Is this about integrity or about protecting secrets too big to hide? Drop your take in the comments. Because in scandals like this, the truth only surfaces when people refuse to stay silent. And if you want to keep cutting through the spin and get the raw story before it's sanitized, make sure you stick with us. Hit that subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the conversation. Because the next chapter, trust me, you won't want to miss it.